On paper, American foreign policy in South Asia appears consistent. Washington frequently positions India as its primary strategic partner, a necessary weight to balance Chinese influence across the Indo-Pacific. That alignment is being tested by the Pentagon's recent approval of a large-scale weapons package for the Pakistani Air Force. This deal clears the way for advanced fighter jets and air-to-air missiles to be delivered directly to India's neighbor. This hardware arrives alongside a surge in diplomatic warmth. Donald Trump recently praised Field Marshal Asim Munir as an extraordinary man, signaling a pivot back toward the Pakistani military leadership. But the rhetoric in Islamabad remains combative. Pakistan's defense minister, Khwaja Asif, recently stood in parliament to declare India and Israel the primary enemies of the Islamic world. Diplomatic flattery is secondary to material action. By arming a regional actor that openly defines India as an adversary, the U.S. is creating a direct challenge to New Delhi's security. Beyond military aid, regional diplomacy is also hitting a wall. After 21 hours of negotiations in Islamabad, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance announced that Iran had refused American terms, ending hopes for a peaceful resolution. The response was a sudden shift toward escalation. Donald Trump announced a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, effectively telling the world that one of the most critical maritime choke points for global energy and cargo is no longer open for passage. Enforcing such a blockade requires a surge in personnel. This has led to the introduction of a mandatory military draft in the United States, targeting citizens aged 18 to 25. This domestic crisis in the U.S. has an immediate impact on the Indian diaspora. Hundreds of thousands of Indian students occupy that same age bracket. When a host country pivots to a wartime footing, university infrastructure, international travel, and visa security can be upended overnight. The stability required for international education and economic partnership is fragile. When a superpower can move from peace talks to a national draft in a matter of weeks, it forces a reconsideration of the risks involved in long-term reliance on that partner. American defense contracts typically follow a buy-and-fly model. Deals like Pakistan's F-16 free involve 24-hour oversight from Washington, giving the Pentagon a constant window into how the aircraft are being used. This creates a layer of political red tape. The U.S. can restrict the deployment of the weapons they sell, effectively limiting a sovereign nation's ability to act during a crisis. To decisively bypass these restrictive American strings, India strategically looked towards France to secure the advanced Rafale fighter jet. The Rafale serves as the Indian Air Force's most versatile platform. It is a 4.5-generation omni-role fighter, capable of air superiority missions and precision ground strikes with a single airframe. Unlike the American approach, the French model does not involve micromanaging the operator. Once the delivery is complete, New Delhi retains full control over the jet's operational deployment. The Rafale deal was a maneuver to protect India's decision-making. It ensured that in a conflict, the Indian Air Force wouldn't be waiting for a green light from a foreign capital. While diversifying suppliers provides a temporary shield, shifting global alliances suggests a different path. The long-term solution is a transition to a design and build philosophy within India. The foundation of this effort is the Tejas Mark I, proving that India could produce a notably agile and cost-effective combat aircraft entirely on its own soil. However, the Mark I has a specific geographical limit. With its current internal fuel capacity, its combat radius is restricted to 500 kilometers. To bridge the performance gap, development shifted to the Tejas Mark II. The most significant upgrade is range, doubling the combat radius to 1,100 kilometers, allowing it to cover much larger portions of the regional map without external refueling. This is coupled with an increase in payload. The Mark II is engineered to carry 5 BrahMos NG missiles, integrating a heavy-duty strike system onto a domestic platform. Washington's habit of arming regional rivals while seeking Indian cooperation provides a clear lesson. National security in an unpredictable world cannot be imported. It must be forged.